Buongiorno care ragazze e cari ragazzi, benvenuti al mio canale. Oggi vi presento un video molto particolare, un formato nuovo diciamo. Vi porto con me a vedere una mostra molto speciale che non parla solo di arte indossabile, ma parla anche di moda sostenibile e lenta, riuso, riciclo, bellezza e relazioni. Quello che ho visto era troppo bello per non condividerlo con voi. La mostra si chiama Garments to Rebuild the World, cioè abiti per ricostruire il mondo, e faremo una visita guidati da Eloïse, che è la curatrice della mostra e anche una delle artiste presenti. Il tour sarà in inglese con sottotitoli in italiano e voglio dare un piccolo avvertimento, e cioè che all'inizio della visita guidata la musica di sottofondo è un po' alta e può risultare un po' fastidiosa, anche se poi dopo un po' si abbassa. Spero che non disturbi troppo, ci sono comunque i sottotitoli come riferimento. Spero comunque che anche voi possiate immergervi in questa bellissima esperienza e che possiate anche voi rimanere affascinati da tutto quello che è possibile fare con degli scampoli e dalle cose che si hanno già a casa. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Eloïse Ptito-Echeverria and I am a textile designer and apparel designer that has recently relocated to Amsterdam from Montreal, Canada.
Okay.
And after emerging from the lockdown, really wanting to celebrate the reopening of Amsterdam and invite my favorite textile artists from my online community that I've been in touch with for over the years and recent months during the lockdown. I wanted to invite them to celebrate the reopening, slow reopening of the world, and invite them to create and share garments that they imagine one would wear to rebuild the world.
Yeah.
So that was the open theme, and everyone was allowed to interpret that as they were. I have textile artists from around the world, UK, Japan, France, Canada, Chile. Each person was encouraged to create a piece using elements of craft, hand embroidery, upcycling, and most importantly to use what they already have at home. This was especially not even an option, it was a given during the lockdown.
Yeah.
Many stores were closed and there was no more the regular access that we once had to the materials that we could purchase. So each artist did what they could using what they had. So that being said, we can start the tour with one of my favorite current textile artists. So this is a upcycled and reworked vintage French workwear piece by Stewart Francis Easton, who is an incredible craft and textile artist based in London. And he's really incredible because he's completely reinventing quilting, craft, and traditional textile practices as we know it. And he has a lot of psychedelic, colorful, free elements in his work. And I can show you the back of this piece as well. It's really special.
Oh, wow.
So Bugs Bunny, hand-painted elements.
Hand-painted, and this is embroidered. Yeah, this is a patch, right?
Yes.
Beautiful, super beautiful.
Yeah, really wonderful.
And it's unique, you know? It's
yes,
amazing.
one of a kind. And this is a vintage Japanese Edwin jacket that he's upcycled with his hand embroidery.
Yeah.
These two pieces are really special because they were stitched during his Instagram live streams during the lockdown.
Okay.
So these were stitched live during that time. And next, also from the UK, we have Sofia Salazar. She's originally from Argentina, but relocated to the UK in recent years. She has a very large following online under the name Hiedra. And she has worked with a lot of famous designers such as J.W. Anderson and is very well known for her canton needle tambour method. And this was actually the dress that the artist wore during lockdown.
Oh, okay.
She reworked it with her hand embroidery, and she calls this piece Touch. And she wanted all visitors to touch the dress. That was what she missed most during the pandemic, was
the touch. Yes.
And next we have my series.
Wow, it's so colorful.
So these were also all made during lockdown.
Wow, it's amazing.
Thank you. And it is inspired by a Chilean textile practice called arpillera. And these were textiles that I grew up with as a little girl because my mother is from Chile and she used to make these patchwork pictures too. And traditionally, the practice is all about making landscape patchwork pictures with whatever scraps that you have at home. What was really special too was that it was used as a form of secret protesting during the dictatorship of Pinochet in the 70s and 80s. And so this is my reinterpretation of that practice as a newcomer to the Netherlands because I only just moved here right before the pandemic.
Wow.
I was remembering the textiles from my childhood and made my own version of arpillera. This is the night dress.
Do you wear them sometimes? Or?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
This is hand painted, hand appliqué, hand embroidered. I was trained 10 years ago in traditional Rococo embroidery by my aunt in Chile, so I always incorporate elements of hand embroidery. And this is the morning dress, I call it, and it's also hand embroidered and appliqué. And again, everything was made using secondhand fabrics that my family or my friends gave to me.
Can I?
Yeah, please touch it. So using scraps that I had at home.
Yeah. Wow.
So everything is very personal in that sense because someone special gave me each scrap. This was made from scraps that I reworked with a bit of a psychedelic hand embroidered butterfly face. This was a long-sleeved kind of dress that I hand appliqued with scraps that my best friend gave me that I've been apart from for many years. So I always incorporate this striped fabric she gave me. These little bits are made from dead stock kimono fabric.
Okay. I love this.
So every scrap has a story. These are wonderful pieces from an up-and-coming sustainable designer from Japan called Miho Hino. Her namesake label is called Hino Miho. I absolutely love her work because she only uses secondhand fabrics, scarves, dead stock vintage kimono to make these really intricate collage-like jackets that are reversible. So it's almost 2 jackets in one. Always.
Yeah.
And they're really vibrant and special. These trousers were made by Stewart.
Yeah.
Paired with the top that I made. And next we have Miho's very first wearable art piece that she made especially for this show. And it's hand painted on secondhand kimono dead stock fabric. And if you want, you can see the back. And these are textile paintings that she's selling that were also hand painted on dead stock kimono. And this is a piece by one of my all-time favorite textile artists and personal influences called Léa Stansal. And she's from Paris, France. And I actually discovered her work about 10 years ago when I was first embroidering, and it really changed my life, her work, because I had no idea that you could be this rebellious, this free with quilting and traditional embroidery. So it really changed my life. What's amazing about her is that she's now in her mid-70s and still creating these really powerful pieces. And she was actually a fashion stylist for 20 years and then devoted her life, left it all behind and devoted her life to embroidery and quilting. And she teaches outside of her studio in Paris, and I was able to take her class right before the lockdown happened and meet her, so that was really amazing. She's actually coming tomorrow to see the show. And this is a skirt that she upcycled.
Oh wow.
With deer. And what's
so
really,
inspiring.
I know. And what's really amazing about her philosophy and embroidery is that she doesn't believe in using embroidery hoops. Because she believes that just like nature, your embroidery should be full of ripples natural elements, mistakes, because that's what exists in nature. So your embroidery should be the same too. And these are a few select pieces that are on sale. This is a collage top I made with scraps of fabric, a vintage cross stitch I found, and a bit of a textile collage in the back. Yeah, I always feel that textiles can be such a powerful form of communication.
And what are these? Just like little
these are my
shopping.
Yes, these are my all-time favorite shopping bags from Thailand, and they're hand knit from recycled fishnets.
Oh, okay.
So I'm also selling them here because I always get stopped on the street by people
asking you. Yes.
These are made by an amazing jewelry designer and close friend of mine in Toronto called Alex Lukowicz. And she does hand-cut brush brass pieces by hand. And these are my favorite. They just sold them. This was the showpiece made by me with the title of the show, Garments to Rebuild the World. Everything was what I had around the house. This is a 70s curtain from my favorite antique seller next to my house, Ari. This is a 50s curtain. These were given to me by my close family friend whose textile factory shut down in Montreal, so these are all vintage fabrics with a story.
Thanks for doing this work, because I think the world really needs it, you know.
So too, we need color and
we need handmade things, we need colors, we need creativity, freedom to be creative, you know, we need all this. So thank you very much for this tour. Spero che anche voi siate rimasti colpiti dalla bellezza e dalla creatività presenti in questa mostra. Vi lascio nell'info box e nella descrizione tutti i link ai social e ai siti web degli artisti presenti, anche di Eloïse. E siccome si tratta di arte indossabile e quindi di vestiti, alcuni di questi pezzi sono ancora in vendita. Mi raccomando, se vi è piaciuto fatemi sapere che cosa ne pensate e potete mettere un mi piace. Tutto questo si rilaccerà anche al video che farò mercoledì prossimo, che parlerà di rammendo, ma non il solito rammendo noioso, ma un concetto di rammendo completamente rivoluzionario, creativo e un po' ribelle. E se non volete perdervi il video di mercoledì prossimo o altri video simili che parlano di moda sostenibile, stile personale e vestiti usati o riuso, potete iscrivervi al canale. Ci vediamo appunto mercoledì, vi mando un grandissimo bacio, come sempre state bene e a presto, ciao!